everyone. Welcome to another day of the Bible. Today, we're continuing on Exodus and chapter 20 24 through 27 today. So, last time we read um, 19 through 23, I believe, 24, excuse me. So, today, excuse me, 25 through 27, we're reading today. Yesterday, we read 19 through 24. So, chapter 19 was about, Moses goes to Mount Sinai, stays there, gives a address to the people of Israel on behalf of the Lord, and the Lord gives 10 commandments. And those 10 commandments, I don't know. Y'all, y'all take a guess at what they are. But I'm pretty sure that everybody will agree with me that they are: you shall have no other gods. You shall not idolize. You shall not take the Lord's name in vain. Um, you keep the Sabbath holy. Honor your father and mother. Don't murder. Don't commit adultery. Don't steal. Don't lie. Don't covet. And people were so afraid because it was their first time and they were not used to this. So the Lord, regardless, goes on and says to people, other laws about slaves, for example, and injuries and wages for injury and penalties for certain laws that are broken. Penalty would be being stoned to death. Um, and other property rights, such as those pertaining to livestock and sexual morality laws and um, you know, um, false witness and the Sabbath in the land and national feasts and conquering land. And after all is said and done, the Lord hears all the people and they agree and they'll do as they command. Or so that's what they say. So again, God bless you all. Welcome in. Let's get started. Chapter 25, Offering for the Sanctuary. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Tell the sons of Israel to take a contribution from me. From everyone whose heart moves them, you shall take my contribution. This is the contribution which you are to take from them: gold, silver, and bronze, violet, purple, and scarlet material, fine linen, goat hair, ram skins dyed red, fine leather, acacia wood, oil for lighting, balsam oil for the anointing oil and for the fragrant incense, onyx stones and setting stones for the ephod and for the breastpiece. Have them construct a sanctuary for me, so that I may dwell among them. So according to all that I am going to show you as the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all its furniture, so you shall construct it. Essentially, he's going to gather up these materials: gold, silver, bronze, and material, violet, scarlet, and purple, and material, linen, goat hair, and oils, and wood, and ram skins. And he's going to turn it into things such as clothes and different stuff. So, yeah. And he also has him construct a sanctuary that he says, um, eh, plus a bunch of other things. Ark of the Covenant. See, there's one of the things: Ark of the Covenant. Now they shall construct an ark of acacia wood 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide, and 1.5 cubits high. You shall overlay it with pure gold inside and out. You shall overlay it, and you shall make a gold molding around it. You shall also cast 4 gold rings for it, and fasten them on its 4 feet. 2 rings shall be on one side, and 2 rings on the other side of it. And you shall make poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold. You shall put the poles into the rings on the sides of the ark, to carry the ark with them. The poles shall remain in the wings of the ark, they shall not be removed from it. You shall put into the ark the testimony which I shall give you. And you shall make an atoning cover of pure gold, 2.5 cubits long, and 1.5 cubits wide. You shall make 2 cherubim of gold. Making them of hammered work at the 2 ends of the atoning cover. Make 1 cherub at one end and 1 cherub at the other end. And you shall make the cherubim of one piece with the atoning cover at its 2 ends. And the cherubim shall have their wings spread upward, covering the atoning cover with their wings and facing one another. The faces of the cherubim are to be turned toward the atoning cover. Then you shall put the atoning cover on top of the ark, and in the ark you shall put the testimony which I will give to you. Then I will meet with you, and from above the atoning cover, from between the 2 cherubim which are upon the ark of the testimony, I will speak to you about every commandment that I will give you for the sons of Israel. So the Lord um, tells them to make a sanctuary and to gather materials for it, and He's going to make clothes, cloth, and um, the sanctuary. Well, not the Lord, but the people for the Lord. One of the things he'll make is, or that will be made, will be a Ark of the Covenant, which is made of acacia wood, and there are the details. Um, I don't like to think of it as uh, you have to remember these details. Some of it, yes, but at the end, it's just like more of a thing for us to recognize for the Lord so that we can thank the Lord for not being required to remember all these things because he gave his one and only son to die on the cross for our sins. So, yeah, that's what it is. But essentially, it is a blueprint for a place of worship. That's also what it is. Bread of the presence. You shall also make a table of acacia wood, 2 cubits long and 1 cubit wide, and 1.5 cubits high. You shall overlay it with pure gold and make a gold border around it, and you shall make for it a rim of hand width all around it, and you shall make a gold boulder for the rim around it. You shall also make 4 gold rings for it, and put rings on the 4 corners which are on its 4 legs. The rings shall be close to the rim, as holders for the poles to carry the table. And you shall make the poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold, so that with them the table may be carried. You shall also make its dishes, its pans, its jars, and its libation bowls, with which to pour drink offerings. You shall make them of pure gold. And he shall set the bread of the presence on the table before me continually. Um, it's a lot similarities to today's Catholic Church, except the Catholic Church is not quite as it's still ritualistic, but it's not quite the same level as in Moses' time. So, yeah. Again, the whole thing we're reading is a blueprint. It's just in words. The golden lampstand. Then you shall make a lampstand of pure gold. The lampstand Its base and its shaft are to be made of hammered work. Its cups, its bulbs, and its flowers shall be one piece with it. 6 branches shall go out from its sides, and 3 branches of its lampstand from its one side, and 3 branches of the lampstand from its other side. 3 cups shall be shaped like almond blossoms on the one branch, a bulb and a flower, and 3 cups shaped like almond blossoms on the other branch, a bulb and a flower. The same for the 6 branches going out from the lampstand. And on the lampstand, 4 cups shaped like almond blossoms, its bulbs and its flowers. A bulb shall be under the first pair of branches coming out of it, and a bulb under the second pair of branches coming out of it, and a bulb under the third pair of branches coming out of it, for the 6 branches coming out of the lampstand. Their bulbs and their branches shall be of one piece of it. All of it shall be one piece of hammered work of pure gold. Then you shall make its lamps 7 in number, and they shall mount its lamps so as to shed light on the space in front of it. Its tongs and its trays shall be of pure gold. It shall be made from a pound of pure gold with all these utensils. See that you make them by the pattern for them, which was shown to you on the mountain. Essentially, this is a lampstand being made with almond blossoms, all of one piece of gold. So you can tell that the Lord means business here. So he has them make the sanctuary, the Ark of the Covenant, and one place to make to for the drink offerings and the bread of the presence, and the golden lampstand with almond blossoms, which kind of remind me of what the Catholic Church does with you know, bread of the presence is, the bread of life. It's a big wafer which they take and split, and they say, "Behold the Lamb of God, behold he who takes the sins away from the world. Blessed is he who calls on him in the name of the Lord." I th- yeah, but yeah, um, chapter 26 now. Curtains of linen. Moreover, you shall you shall make the tabernacle with 10 curtains of fine twisted linen, violet, purple, and scarlet material. You shall make them with cherubim, the work of a skilled embroiderer. The length of each curtain shall be 28 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. All the curtains shall have the same measurements. 5 curtains shall be joined to one another, and the other 5 curtains shall be joined to one another. You shall make loops of violet on the edge of the most curtain in the first set. And likewise, you shall make them on the edge of the curtain that is outermost in the second set. You shall make 50 loops in the one curtain, and you shall make 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is in the second set. The loops shall be opposite each other. Mm. You shall make 50 clasps of gold and join the curtains to one another with the clasps, so that the tabernacle will be a unit. Again, this whole thing is a blueprint, this time describing how to embroider the curtains of linen with cherubims. Um, I won't go into details, but essentially they're violet, purple, and scarlet linens, or yeah, linen, and with cherubims embroidered into it. Curtains of goat's hair. Then you shall make curtains of goat's hair as a tent over the tabernacle. You shall make 11 curtains in all. The length of each curtain shall be 30 cubits, and the width of each curtain 4 cubits. The 11 curtains shall have the same measurements. You shall join 5 curtains by themselves and the other 6 curtains by themselves, and you shall double over the sixth curtain at the front of the tent. You shall make 50 loops on the edge of the first curtain that is outermost in the first set, and 50 loops on the edge of the curtain that is outermost in the second set. You shall also make 50 clasps of bronze, and you shall put the clasp into the loops and join the tent together, so that it will be a unit. The overhanging part that is left over the curtains of the tent, the half curtain that is left over, shall hang over the back of the tabernacle. The cubit on one side and the cubit on the other of what is left over in the length of the curtains of the tent shall hang over the sides of the tabernacle on one side and on the other to cover it. And you shall make a covering for the tent of ram skins dyed red and a cover of fine leather above. Okay, so essentially they're making tents out of goat's hair to shield the tabernacle. Again, this is one of these things where I don't think it's necessary to go into detail. Maybe I'm wrong in doing this, and so if it be so, then may the Lord forgive me. But yeah, essentially they're making uh tents of goat's hair for the tabernacle, boards and bases. Then you shall make the boards for the tabernacle of acacia wood, standing upright. 10 cubits shall be the length of each board, and 1.5 cubits the width of each board. There shall be two tenons for each board, fitted to one another. That is what you shall do for all the boards of the tabernacle. You shall make the boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side, and you shall make 40 bases of silver under the 20 boards, 2 bases under one board for its 2 tenons, and 2 bases under another board for its 2 tenons. And for the second side of the tabernacle, on the north side, 20 boards. Oop, ah, thing just fell. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Hopefully it doesn't fall again. All right. Um, for the back of the tabernacle to the west, you shall make 6 boards. Um, well, sorry. On the north side, 20 boards, and there are 40 bases silver, 2 bases on one board, and 2 bases on another board. For the back of the tabernacle to the west, you shall make 6 boards. You shall um, make 2 boards for the corners of the tabernacle at the back. They shall be double beneath, and together they shall be complete to its top to the first ring. This is how it shall be with both of them. They shall form the 2 corners. And there shall be 8 boards with their bases of silver, 16 bases, 2 bases under one board, and 2 bases under another board. Then you shall make bars of acacia wood, 5 for the boards of one side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the tabernacle for the backside to the west. The middle bar and the center of the board shall pass through from end to end, and you shall overlay the boards with gold, and make their rings of gold as holders for the bars, and you shall overlay the bars with gold. Then you shall erect the tabernacle according to its plan which you have been shown on the mountain. All right, so this is again boards and bases made with wood, acacia wood, and silver. The veil and the curtain. You shall also make a veil of violet, purple, and scarlet material, and fine twisted linen. It shall be made with cherubim, the work of a skilled embroider. Then you shall hang it on 4 pillars of acacia overlaid with gold, their hooks also of gold, on 4 bases of silver. You shall hang up the veil under the clasp, and bring in the ark of the testimony there within the veil, and the veil shall serve as a partition for you between the holy place and the most holy place. You shall put the atoning cover on the ark of the testimony in the most holy place, and you shall set the table outside the veil, and a lampstand opposite um the table on the side of the tabernacle toward the south. And you shall put out but we put the table um on the north side. You shall also make a curtain for the doorway of the tent of violets, purple and scarlet material, and fine twisted linen, the work of a weaver. And shall make 5 pillars of acacia for the curtain, and overlay them with gold. Their hooks also of gold, and you shall cast 5 bases of bronze for them. This is the veil and a curtain. The the veil will be hung above the ark of the testimony and will divide the holy place with the most holy place. And the curtain will be for the doorway. So it goes into detail about curtains made of linen or goat's hair, and also boards and bases and the veil alongside the curtain on the doorway. All right, chapter 27. This is our last chapter for today. The bronze altar. Now you shall make the altar of acacia wood 5 cubits long and 5 cubits wide. The altar shall be square, and its height shall be 3 cubits. You shall make its horns on its 4 corners. Its horns shall be of one piece with it, and you shall overlay it with bronze. And you shall make its pails for removing its ashes, and its shovels, its basins, its forks, and its fire pans. You shall make all its utensils of bronze. You shall also make for it a netting of bronze, and on the netting you shall make 4 bronze rings at its 4 corners. And you shall put it under the ledge of the altar so that the netting will reach halfway up the altar. You shall also make carrying poles for the altar, poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with bronze. Its poles shall be inserted into the ring so that the poles will be on the 2 sides of the altar when it is carried. You shall make it hollow with planks, as it was shown to you on the mountain. So they shall make it. And this is details of a bronze altar with acacia wood, with horns on its corners, and pails for moving ashes, base shovels, basins, fork, fire pans, all made of bronze. And it has rings as well. And finally, the um, courtyard of the tabernacle. Now you shall make the courtyard of the tabernacle. On the south side there shall be hangings for the courtyard of fine twisted linen, 100 cubits long for one side, and its pillars shall be 20, with their 20 bases of bronze. The hooks of the pillars and their bands shall be of silver. Likewise for the north side in length there shall be hangings 100 cubits long, and its 20 pillars with their 20 bases of bronze. The hooks of the pillars and their bands shall be of silver. For the width of the courtyard on the west side shall be hangings of 50 cubits, with their 10 pillars and their 10 bases. The width of the courtyard on the east side shall be 50 cubits. The hangings for the one side of the gate shall be 15 cubits, with their 3 pillars and their 3 bases. And for the other side, there shall be hangings of 15 cubits with their 3 pillars and their 3 bases. And for the gate of the courtyard, there shall be a curtain of 20 cubits of violet, purple, and scarlet material and fine twisted linen, the work of a weaver, with her 4 pillars and her 4 bases. All the pillars around the courtyard shall be joined together with silver, with their hooks of silver and their bases of bronze. The length of the courtyard shall be 100 cubits long, or 100 cubits, and the width 50 throughout, and the height 5 cubits of fine twisted linen, and their bases of bronze. All the utensils of the tabernacle used in all its service, and all its pegs, and all the pegs of the courtyard shall be of bronze. And you shall command the sons of Israel that they bring you clear oil of beaten olives for the light to make a lamp burn continually. In the tent of meeting, outside the veil, which is before the testimony, Aaron and his sons shall keep it in order from evening to morning before the Lord. It shall be a permanent statute throughout their generations for the sons of Israel. The word of the Lord. Praise be to God. Um, this is the courtyard of the tabernacle with pillars of bronze, hooks of silver, and bands, or hooks and bands of silver, and mm, v- linen with violet, purple, and scarlet color. And yeah, um, one thing that I want to mention is that I believe that it goes hand in hand with Revelation because the Lord goes into detail about what heaven looks like with linen, streets of gold, and I think the Lord wanted to, yeah, the Lord wants to resemble heaven on earth so that people get an idea of what it feels like to be in heaven. But yeah, it's different here on earth because it's living by the flesh and not by the spirit. So it's going to feel different. And it's oddly specific, you might say, but I think the Lord wants to convey what it looks like in heaven on earth. So yeah, that's it. So 27 is the bronze altar and the court of the tabernacle. So to recap, 25 talks about offerings of the sanctuary, which is, what materials will be used to build the sanctuary, and they'll build the Ark of the Covenant of wood and with gold, and also places for bread offerings and drink offerings, just like we do it in Catholic Church. And then the golden lampstand will be made. And then chapter 26, and sorry, the golden lampstand will have almond blossoms. Chapter 26, there will be, it emphasizes curtains of linen from 26 to 27. There are they're violet, scarlet, and purple. Um, and some of them have cherubims embroidered into it. There's also curtains made of goat hair and um, what was the other one? I'm not sure, but yeah, that's one of them. Goat's hair. There's boards and vases made out of wood, acacia wood, and the veil and the curtain with cherubims. And the bronze altar, of course, made of acacia wood and with bronze. And the courtyard. Um, I'm not going to go into detail about what it says, but essentially, know that the Lord wants the sanctuary to represent what it feels like in heaven. Again, it's not going to feel the same way that it does in heaven because we're living on earth by flesh, not by spirits. But once we live in the spirit, heaven will be amazing. And yeah, that's it for today, I think. Thank you all so much for watching and go in peace and seek the love of the Lord.